And so for the first time this season, City have the opportunity to go top of the Premier League table, but with them, not the long-time leaders Arsenal, who will then hold a game in hand. By full time at Fulham today, the Blues could be a point clear, have a far superior goal difference and one fewer game played. Victory at Craven Cottage, therefore, has enormous significance in what has been a titanic tussle for the game's ultimate domestic prize. City might have reverted a little bit with Stones back alongside Rodri again.
Yep, that's the early sign. He stepped in there. I mean, I'm looking at Kyle Walker and Akanji, and the quality and attributes that these two have, you know, they're not going to get exposed or, you know, pace-wise, so they'll be quite comfy in that, and there's a great switch of play to Jack early on.
There is, and Grealish pops in a cross, and City have the ball in the box, and there's a challenge, and City have won a penalty. A foul on Julian Alvarez, and the Blues have the most extraordinary start to the match. Tim Reen looks, well, beyond puzzled. The ball comes in, and it's popped back from Mahrez to Alvarez, and Reen misses the ball and catches Alvarez on the thigh. Andy, a penalty for you?
My first instinct was there's definite contact. I think it's knee-to-knee contact. It's brilliant from Alvarez not to panic in that situation, just step across. Yeah, he catches his hip. It's a definite penalty.
Well, it took a very, very late penalty from Erling Haaland, who came on as a substitute to beat Fulham back in November. This is a much different part of the game. We're in the opening couple of minutes, but it's Erling Haaland up against Bernd Leno again. And remember, if he tucks this penalty into the net, it will be his 50th goal of the season, and he'll move to 34 Premier League goals, and that will make him the joint highest scorer of all time in the Premier League era. Erling Haaland steps up, puts it into the corner of the net. Was it in any doubt? Certainly not in my mind, certainly not in Erling Haaland's. And just like a cricketer, he brings up his half-century, and he's done it in the most important of games as the Blues look to go to the top of the table. Andy, it couldn't have started better.
What a fantastic penalty. The keeper's gone early. I saw him go early and I thought this is going to have to be good. He takes off to his left and, wow, straight into the corner. Fantastic. I wasn't sure whether Mahrez might have taken that. I'm not sure how they come to that decision, but it's 1-0 and it's a terrific finish.
All of a sudden, Fulham are in. Oh, they've scored! Vinicius! A ball into the City penalty area. City didn't deal with it, and Vinicius has thumped it into the back of the net. Talk about against the run of play. It's Fulham 1, City 1, and well, it was such a simple goal. It very unlike City to defend so poorly, but it was suddenly in there, loose, and Vinicius popped it in. Now it's with Rodri, and City maybe can mount a counter-attack. They're crossing the halfway line with Mahrez. Mahrez on towards Haaland. Haaland has got beyond the last defender, and well, he couldn't quite get his shot away, and he lost his balance, and he hits it out of play for a goal kick. Well, he got the better of Adebayo, but then lost his footing.
Great timing, great ball in behind, and Adebayo just has a little nick at it, and it can't quite get it out of his feet. I think Alvarez is arriving in the box. It's a half chance.
There was just enough pressure applied by Tosin Adebayo to force Haaland to lose his balance, and it's a goal kick, which again Fulham are trying to play out from the back, and it looks as though they're not going to make any progress because Stones wins it back in the final third, and now it's Mahrez. Fulham trying to play out from the back, have lost the ball several times, but they're not going to change their principles, and it's to their credit. And the ball is with Alvarez, and he heads it on to Haaland, and Haaland on to Grealish. Grealish in the penalty area. Great chance against the bar. Leno tips it onto the bar. Grealish can't believe his luck. He thought he'd scored. It's a good save, and the rebound bounced down and hit Alvarez and goes out for a goal kick. But again, that move over to the left-hand side, Grealish is having an awful lot of room and time, but he hasn't made it 2-1 because Leno has made a brilliant save.
He started that one outside the post, what we spoke about. It's a fantastic finger touch to put it onto the crossbar.
So still 70% possession for City. The City fans behind the goal to the right have really given their all-out vocal backing to the team since the very first blast of the whistle. But even though they cheered when the goal went in to make it 1-0, they haven't been able to cheer a second time, because particularly of an excellent save by Leno. Now City have won the ball back on the halfway line, and now there's plenty forward for them, and on it goes now to Alvarez. Alvarez still on the ball near the edge of the D, hits a shot into the net. Julian Alvarez got the ball on the edge of the D, rode a couple of challenges and hit it into the back of the goal. It's 2-1 to City, Andy Morrison.
I think he's the one player in the squad who will take shots off on the edge of the box. Normally will keep the ball, will go wide. It falls from, this is a great bit of skill here to send two people, but then it's a fabulous finish. And the one player who will take that effort from there. We normally want to keep the ball, go wide. But no, it's a wonderful finish.
Fantastic goal. Anyway, City have now got the ball in the final third. Alvarez has played a lovely ball out to the left-hand side to Grealish. Grealish in the penalty area. He plays it to Haaland, and Haaland, oh, great save. Wonderful save by Leno. I thought it was beyond him. I think Haaland thought it was beyond him, but a little flick of the fingertips, and that's why it's still 2-1, Andy.
Great switch again. Gundogan dragging the full back in, and I didn't think he'd get a shot off. What a great save.
Ball is with Kanji, Gundogan, and Kanji again. Kanji pops it into the gap towards Haaland. Haaland won't reach it, but City will get to the second ball, and then actually Reed wins it back, and then he loses it. And Haaland then runs into a bit of a Fulham cul-de-sac, and now Fulham are coming forward down the right-hand side with Wilson, and he worked a 1-2, but City win it back, and Ederson will get it away. Hits a long ball up towards Haaland. Haaland has got the better of Tosin Adarabioyo, and he holds him off, and he lays it off to Grealish, and Grealish into the final third, and Haaland, oh, he tried to nudge it on to Alvarez, but Robinson emerged with it, and he sent Pereira scurrying forward, and then there's a brilliant sliding challenge by Walker, and now the ball, it comes back to Mahrez, and this is a bit end-to-end now. Mahrez now keeps on going, Mahrez, and then he ran into a couple of bodies, and then Alvarez hits the shot, and Bernd Leno makes the save. Well, that's twice already in the second half that Bernd Leno has kept it at 2-1, and this time he's denied Alvarez.
Great strike as well, and another great save. Adebayo just kept him onside.
And on it goes to Gundogan, just starting to get stretched this match. Ball popped out to Haaland. Haaland brings it down, gets to the edge of the penalty area. Still going, Haaland, good tackle. Excellent tackle by Tete. And now Fulham are coming forward, and there's a bit more tempo about this match, and Fulham are showing a little bit more urgency and ambition to try and find a way back into this game. It's Fulham 1, City 2. City have tried to get that third goal. Bernd Leno's kept them out, and the ball comes long, and out comes Ederson, and Ederson's made a mess of it, and Fulham are going to score. No, they're not. Brilliant from Ederson. Well, he made amends. He lost the ball, he was in no man's land, and then made a sliding tackle like a central defender, and just got the ball in front of Vinicius, and it was just as well he did.
It was Diaz, and just got in the way of each other, and yes, being a goalkeeper that you can recover with your hand, and he does ever so well. He really shouldn't have got himself in that position. It's a communication thing, and unfortunately to get away with it. Brilliant hand from Ederson.
Fulham are going to try and batter it forward. Bernd Leno's in possession of the ball. He hits it long. It's up in towards Akanji, heads it brilliantly away. That was a terrific header, it really was. And the referee signals the end of the game, and the Blues go to the top of the table, and for the first time this season it is they who are above Arsenal and they who have the game in hand. The final score, Fulham 1, City 2, exactly the same as the game at the Etihad. A Haaland penalty and an Alvarez goal gives them the points.